Hey Trace, thanks for watching. Hey folks, I hope y'all are tuning in here. I appreciate y'all tuning in here. Just sharpening a few knives this morning for some customers. It's cold down here in Texas. That's what you hear, the heater in the background, and you hear the dust collection system. I have the shop door closed because it's cold. This one's pretty nasty. I need to clean it before sharpening it. Hey folks, I hope y'all hit that thumbs up button, like our channel, subscribe. We're Sharpen Right Services located in League City, Texas. And your support of our channel does help our little business down here grow. We sharpen salon, barber, and pet grooming shears, clipper blades, sewing and industrial scissors, and just about any knife. I got in a bunch of kitchen knives from a client last night. Thought I'd knock them out this morning and turn the camera on while I was doing it. Hope y'all are having a great Tuesday. It's cold down here in Texas. Cold for us anyway. Hey JC, what's going on over there in Florida? Are y'all getting any of this cold? It was 32 this morning. 2 days in a row it's been 32. Yeah, I don't like it either. I hate it. I'm not a cold weather person. I got the propane heater running. That's what you hear in the background on top of the noise from the dust collection system. Oh. Somebody dropped off a bunch of knives last night in my drop box. Theodore, thanks for watching. You can have that 15 degrees, brother. Hey, Frank. I know it's cold in Canada. 38 in Tampa. Wow. Frank, how cold is it? Oh, minus 34. Oh my God. Theodore, this particular machine is an AMK 75. It's available from amktactical.com. It's a 1x30. You can look at their website, amktactical.com, for this particular machine. I like it. There's a lot of good machines out there on the market. I've had this one probably for about 7 years, I would guess. And it works great for me. And I have some other machines too. I've got the Tukler, I've got the Tormac. I got several 1x30s. 19 in Mississippi, oh my goodness. I think most of this cold went east. It hasn't got that cold down here on the Gulf Coast. We're in Lake City, Texas, halfway between Houston and Galveston on the Gulf Coast. So I hope it doesn't get any colder. My understanding is it's going to get colder next week. I shouldn't complain. We only have maybe 10 days a year of this kind of stuff where we're at. I had to turn the central heat on this morning. I rarely run the heater in the house. But I was freezing after walking the dogs. Theodore, I get all my belts from Cliff Curry. CurryCustomCutlery.com in Hawaii. I buy 3M belts from Cliff Curry. CurryCustomCutlery.com. Thanks, Kirk from England. Sorry, I'm having to clean these. Oh, shit. I'm having to clean these. These have been put in the dishwasher. You can see the little spots on there. They're pitted. Chuck, I'm doing these at 20 degrees per side. That's a good medium edge angle for kitchen knives. I used to freehand, and the older I've got, the shakier my hands are. And so I've gone to the guided system. If I was younger, maybe I'd go back to doing freehand. And I will freehand some knives or some paring, not small knives. But a large knife like this, I'm too shaky. And the guide helps me control the downward pressure on the platen. So I'm barely touching to the belt. I just feel like I have more control. There's a million ways to sharpen knives. Whatever works for you. Very light pressure, and there's no heat on this blade whatsoever. None. This knife gets hotter cutting some meat. You know, that's a good question. I have no idea. You know, but the freehand, if you're good at freehand, you can use a Harbor Freight 1x30 if you have a light touch. JC, that's a hard question. I don't know. Got a ding right there. So I got to get that out. I'm not familiar with that, Frank. I assume that's a knife of some kind. Hey, Hawk. Thanks for popping in. Still got a little ding right there in the blade. Try not to heat this blade up. I think he's correct. You know, a light touch on a 1x30. I'm still feeling sick, Hawk. Whatever virus is going down, man, has got me down since Christmas time. But oh well. Got to keep going. Yeah, this one's special. What I should have done is done it on the Harbor Freight 1x30. Fix that nick first. A lot of times I'll do that. I'm in no hurry this morning. Yeah, this time of year I always get the flu, or I don't know if it's COVID this year. This has lasted longer than any time in the past. I don't feel that bad. Just got the sinus congestion and the headache, cough. I own my own business. There's no such thing as days off and sick days, because if I'm not working, I'm not making any money. I got it out. This knife has taken me much longer than I wanted it to take. And they're just going to put it back in the dishwasher after I sharpen it, so they don't listen. All right, I'm going to have to turn that heater off. It's getting warm in here. It was 51 at 9 a.m. inside my shop, and I cranked up the heater. Be right back. Now it's 71 degrees. Fred, you'd have to ask somebody else that question. I have no idea. I noticed that the German steel knives are always better than the cheap Chinese crap. I don't know. That's a good question. I have a microscope. I never use it, but I have one sitting back on the bench here. I'll use it if I'm going to sharpen a straight razor. Kitchen knife doesn't need to have that nice of an edge. Most people you're going to sharpen a kitchen knife and they're going to take it home and cut on the countertop. Bernie, this is an AMK 75 from amktactical.com. I'm sorry, now they're cutting my grass. The yard lawn guys are here. Sorry. Hopefully they'll be finished here in a second. Move away from my door. Bernie, it's an AMK 75. It's from amktactical.com. They make knife making equipment, and this is their smallest machine. I like it because it uses a sewing machine motor. This is a Chinese sewing machine motor. It's got a lot of nice torque to it. It's low speed. It works really well. There's a lot of good sharpening machines out there. So there's 268 people watching. I hope y'all hit that thumbs up button. It does help our little business, helps our YouTube channel. We get a little income off of YouTube every month. We also get in mail-in sharpening from all over the United States from these videos. Frank, I appreciate that. You don't need to do that. You're very supportive of my channel by watching. I appreciate that very much. That's the only support I want. And I appreciate your emails. You're welcome to email me anytime. Ask me questions. I know you want to start your own business there up in Canada. More than happy to help you if I can. I'm not an expert by any means, and I appreciate talking to all you folks out there. All you see is a heart on my screen? Huh, anybody else seeing something odd? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. There should be a thumbs up there at the top of the screen, or at the description, left of the description, I believe. I appreciate y'all. So look at this old fillet knife. Got like a bake-like handle on it. Man, that's pretty neat. That's gonna be fun. Now this is one I probably should do by hand, and I think I am, because it's so thin. I'm gonna do it freehand. Yeah, it has, hadn't it? Tips all jacked up. But I'm getting a burr. I need to fix that tip. Be right back. All right, I just redid the tip on my other 1x30. You can see this thing, it's actually bent also a little bit. I'm not gonna worry about it though. We'll get it sharp. I got a burr. Whew, got it sharp, man. There we go. Thanks, Roger. I appreciate it. Gaming, I mean, these videos are on my channel, so you can always watch these videos, and I have all kinds of shorts and long view videos on my channel. What's going on, Home Sparks? You doing all right, Jim? I've got a ton of clipper blades to do today. I'm Got some salon shears to do. It's going to be a very busy day. Very flexible, man. I could see this would be good to cut some fish up. Thin slices of fish. I like the handle. It's like Bakelite. It's not wood. I don't know what the handle's made of, but I like it. I like that knife. Oh man, it's cold down here in Texas too. I was just bitching about that. You can have 17. I'm complaining about 32 this morning. It's still in the 30s outside. It was 51 in my shop at 9 o'clock when I came out. Had the heater. It's sharp now, man. Ow. So I got about 5 or 6 more knives. I got some pocket knives to do. I thought I'd turn the camera on. Say hi to everybody. I enjoy the interaction with you folks. All right, more kitchen knives. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate you subscribing. That sound is my dust collection system. I don't think you can see it, but I have a big vent right here. And I have a fan right here that blows that way as soon as I step on the pedal. I have a pedal control system on this machine, so I don't have to touch the on and off switch right there. And I just pivot from one foot to another. And since this is a sewing machine motor, it has no problem coming on and coming off with a foot pedal. John, it's a Harbor Freight foot pedal. Harbor Freight offers 2 different ones. They have a one that's on and off, click on, click off. And then they have one that you just push and hold. And I've got the one that's push and hold on this one. John, I don't use a leather strop on most kitchen knives. If it's a shun or a Japanese knife, sometimes I'll use a strop, but I leave these fairly toothy. People find that they cut better. You're exactly right, JC. Bernie, OSHA approved. Man, OSHA would shut my shop down. My shop's like a torture chamber for things that could hurt you. Oh, I love old hickory knives, man. Especially the really old ones with the carbon steel. Oh, those are great knives. Hard as hell steel. Nice wooden handles. Exactly, JC. Oh, sweet. I get people asking me to restore knives all the time. I don't have time for that. There's a guy in Houston, Serenity Knives. He's a knife maker. And he sells and sharpens also, sells knives and sharpens. If somebody wants a restoration job, I send them to him. I have too much sharpening work to do to spend a lot of time on knives. I turn down a lot of business like that. It is possible to make a knife razor sharp, but keep in mind, the lower the edge angle, the less durability there is on the knife. You got to sharpen the knife the way it's supposed to be used. You can take an axe and sharpen it to shave, but then it won't cut down an oak tree. Nice, John. I wish I had time to do that kind of stuff. I just don't. I've probably got 40 clipper blades sitting on the bench for a dog groomer that I need to do today. I need to fluff my fibers up and I can't find my brush. My stainless brush is missing from my bench. Oh, there's some of the EDC carry knives that have a weird curve to them. Bernie, I've got two different ways. I've got a diamond Dremel tool and also have diamond wheels on a slow turning bench grinder. Makes it fast. I have multiple ways of sharpening serrated knives, all diamond tools. All right. That's all the kitchen knives. We got this little cleaver. I think it's got a pretty low edge angle on it. Frank, there's lots of machines out there. Well, for barber shears, there's not. Those machines are expensive. thinking this was probably around 18 degrees. Let's see what it is. 18 degrees, look at that. This is very soft. Man, as soon as I put it on that belt, I get a burr. Yeah, it's not chipping, but it's very soft. Very thin blade too. Great for cutting up vegetables. Yep, you can mess them up really easily. That's why I tell people they need to get the training and get the right equipment. You can't go cheap with salon scissors or you'll ruin your reputation really quick. You can learn it. Anybody can do it with the right training and practice. I probably sharpened 50 pairs of salon shears for free before I started charging. Same thing with clipper blades. You can do it. And the proper tools, that's exactly right. And that's a whole nother ball game to talk about there. All right, come on now. Come on now. Come on. Really? This was in that batch. Really? They want me to sharpen this. All right, whatever. I'm gonna sharpen it free flow here, freehand. Somebody was asking earlier something difficult to sharpen. JC, you need to call John Kuipers in Florida and talk with him. He uses the Wolf machine. He's in Jupiter, Florida. You ought to have a conversation with him. Wicked Sharp. Look up Wicked Sharp Shears in Jupiter, Florida. John Kuipers and tell him I sent you to talk to you. I'll use the slack portion of the belt. I mean, these things don't hold an edge. This is just cheap stamped steel. It's not even hardened steel. All right, I got a burr across the blade now. He still does training, and he's getting ready to start back again. He had a 2-year non-compete, and I think it's over with like this month. I mean, this is the joke of a knife here. This is not going to hold an edge. Isn't this a carpet knife? This is what they do to cut carpet, I believe, or something? I don't know what it's a carpenter's knife, isn't it? A parang. Oh well. I get paid to sharpen stuff, not judge it. That's sharp. I'm leaving it just like that. Heck with it. JC, seriously, you should have a conversation with John Kuipers. He's a good guy. And he can get you a deal on a machine. He picks up those Hirito machines all the time. Yeah, it's not a cheese knife. This is a carpenter's knife. Or gardening. Yeah, you can buy this at Home Depot or Lowe's for like $3. Right, a bill knife for carpet. That's what I thought it was, for carpet installers. This one was not razor sharp, now it is. Fishing Geek, I charge $1 per inch of length of blade for kitchen knives. Oh, I missed one little knife. I don't know if the guy that has this is a carpet installer or not. It's sharp now, so. You can find me on my website. You can contact me through my website. Everybody says I'm too cheap on my sharpening, and I probably am. Maybe next year I'll raise the rates. This year I'm going to stay where I'm at. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose. This is a little Cutco paring knife. Michigan, you do that ice fishing in Michigan when the lakes freeze over. I've always wanted to do that, even though I hate the cold. right, we got a bunch of knives here. Now see, these are a pain in the butt to sharpen. It's dull. I've always wanted to do the ice fishing. Obviously, we don't have ice fishing in Texas. Yes, we do. We do have great redfish here. I'm 30 miles north of Galveston, so I get a lot of fishermen sharpen their knives. A lot of hunters. Now on these EDC knives, I will go all the way to the leather strop on these, make them a polished finish. No need to do that with a kitchen knife. No, actually, I go pretty much towards what the factory would be on a knife, which is American knives are around 20 degrees per side, because you want it to last longer, because they're only going to bring those kitchen knives to you about once every year, if you're lucky, maybe every 2 years, it seems. They put their knives in the dishwasher, they bang them up, you know. And you know, if you polish an edge on a let's say a Wusthof paring knife, it won't cut through a lemon. So you want a toothy edge on your paring knives, unless the client tells me otherwise, and I ask them for feedback. can't just assume they understand their knives and how they're supposed to work. Little pad. I'm not sure what you're seeing, Charles. Oh, this. Just a little rubbing compound, polishing compound. This is the leather strop. So I'm creating a polished edge on this pocket knife. It needs to be cleaned, but it'll be a very polished edge. Very sharp. And I don't do that with every knife, especially the kitchen knives. We're talking this, I don't know. This is my edge finder. So this is another Gerber. Yeah, they don't. You know they don't. So I've been doing this 10 years. I've learned enough to know what they're going to do and what they don't do. I give everybody a tip sheet, 10 tips to keep your knives sharper. Nobody does it. I've got one out there. They're not going to watch it. Like I said, I've been doing this 10 years. I know what people are going to do. And they're not going to do what they need to do. And guess what? I make money off of it. This, it's a piece of leather. Exactly, John. It's to knock off the burr. No problem. Sorry. We're not paying attention here. And let's talk about that. Exactly, JC. They're inherently lazy. So you can use a little piece of leather like this to take the burr off of it. You can use a wine cork to take the burr off of it. You know, there's all kinds of stuff. You can use a little Scotch-Brite pad if you're gentle with it. Lots of ways to take the burr off. I like the EDC guys who have a $400 knife and they use it just to open Amazon packages. Cardboard and sandpaper do about the same amount of damage. Little piece of balsa wood, yeah, exactly. I use a little piece of pine on the scissors, on the sewing scissors. A little piece of soft pine works great on sewing scissors to take the burr off without damaging the blade. So, you know, you're going to spend, it takes me about 5 minutes to sharpen a knife, let's say an 8-inch chef knife, 5 minutes to get it razor sharp. They're going to take it home and they're going to take that chef knife and they're going to cut something on a ceramic plate. Guess what? They just ruined the edge that I put on it. How many people cut on their granite countertops? They don't get it. No, Fishing Geek, I have a specific machine for it. It's called a twice as sharp. If you'll go to my channel, I've got lots of videos on how I sharpen sewing scissors and industrial scissors. You have to have the right angle to do it right. Yep. I had a guy, this was years ago, brings me his, you know, $400 Shun, nice Japanese chef knife. It had a horrible edge on it. I sharpened it up real nice for him, polished the edge, beautiful knife, just cut just incredibly. And next day he calls me and says, "Hey man, can you sharpen my Shun again?" I said, what's wrong? Something happened with it. He said, I'll tell you when I get there. So he comes over to the house, I'm sharpening it for him. He said he couldn't figure out why his Shun knife was always dull. Then he came home and found his wife using the Shun chef knife to cut the kids' frozen pizza on a pizza stone. Geek, yep, you can mail them to me here in Texas. I do a lot of industrial scissors. I have a lot of upholsterers, auto upholsterers, and we're, like I said, we're on the Gulf Coast, so have a lot of boat upholstery shops. I've got 2 more pocket knives to do, and then I'm going to go start doing some salon scissors. I may or may not put the camera back on again. I can tell already I've got a bunch of voicemail messages. Matt, that's the hard part. If you're making your own knives, Matt, you need this machine here or one of their other bigger machines. Go to amktactical.com, amktactical.com. The guy's name is Alan Poe. He's in Tennessee. He makes great equipment for knife makers. And I can get the perfect angle right here on this machine. And that's what I like about it. Haha. Yeah, you're supposed to take the pizza off and put it on a cutting board, aren't you? Not cutting on the stone. Well, I appreciate y'all joining me this morning. Temperature is dropping in the shop again. Yeah, no kidding. Joel, I start off with, these are all worn, first of all, Joel, so they're not probably close to what their factory should be. 120, 200, 400, 1200, then a felt belt, and then a leather strop. And that's just on pocket knives, EDC pocket knives. That's what I do, unless the client tells me otherwise. If they want a more toothy edge, most EDC guys want a polished edge. Matt, they got some really great equipment. They're not cheap, but well worth it if you're going to if you're going to have a business. That's the machine you want. Don't skimp on your equipment if you're trying to build a business. This AMK I've had it probably 7 years. I paid, I don't know, almost $1,000 for it, 800 or 1,000. And yeah, it does. I mean, 800 would be more than enough, but you know, that's what belts I have. I have some 800 belts. That's just what I have hanging here. I've got several hundred belts hanging above me. It's just what I use at any particular time. You know, once you get to 1,200, then I start doing this. I'm taking it down even lower. It's hard to see in the camera, but you can see that bird just came right off. You're not ever going to have, if you're a decent sharpener, you're not ever going to have anybody complain about your knife sharpening. Yeah, Matt, check out Curry Custom Cutlery in Hawaii. Curry, C-U-R-R-Y, customcutlery.com in Hawaii. Or you can just do a Google search for Cliff Curry, and his YouTube channel will come up and all of his information. That's the guy you want to buy the belts from. He's the belt man in the U.S. All right, last knife, folks. Got a flat spot right there. If y'all can see, yeah, y'all can see that in the light. See that little nick right there? Boy, you got it right. I got another dozen coming in the mail right now. He was out of the Cubitrons for a while. I'm starting a new farmers market this weekend, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get some new Cubitron belts, because I don't want to slow down at the farmers market. I use those Cubitron belts until they're going from 120 to 1,000 grit. I got probably 30 of them right above me here. The best EDC knife in terms of the steel and holding the edge, anything by Benchmade. Those are great knives. They're just so expensive. I've seen some really nice Spydercos too. But I have to say, for edge retention, Benchmade and their S30V steel. This is an S30V steel knife. This is a Ken Onion ZT. JC would know more about the EDCs than I would. Well, there you go, right there. John just told you what to buy. All right, we're winding it down here. Those old K-bars are some seriously hard steel. Old carbon steel K-bars. Oh man, those are good knives. Hey, Nicholas. No, you can't kill an old K-bar. All right, this is it. Last of it. Then I'm going to take a break. That was 70, we're at 72 minutes of me standing here sharpening these knives. This is the last one. I'm done for a while. Then I'm gonna do some salon shears, and this afternoon I'm gonna start the clipper blades. Hope y'all have a great Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yes, it's Tuesday. All right, let's turn off that noisy dust collection system. Oh yeah, that's freaking sharp. Anyway, hey, I hope y'all have a great day. I appreciate y'all keeping me company while I was sharpening this morning. Have a great day, and if I don't see you again, have a great week.